Hey guys, what's up? Another video for you guys. This one's pretty important. It's not specifically related to DJ gear or how to DJ. However, it is for you guys that have entered the digital realm and are dealing more so with a lot of MP3s and digital files now, as opposed to vinyl and CDs. I've entered that realm not too long ago, from going from vinyl and CD to Serato, which houses your music source in a digital format, e.g. MP3. So there's a lot of things that are involved with the overall organization of your MP3s. And one of the key things, I guess, of all is now that all my stuff, now that I've taken the time to correctly tag my MP3s, making sure, using like an MP3 tag editor to make sure that my artist, track title, comments field, BPM, making sure all that is good. One of the most important things that should come to your mind after doing all that work is, how do I successfully and routinely back all of this up? Because you sure as hell don't want to lose it. That's a lot of work, ripping all of either your vinyl, ripping all of your CDs to a musical source. That's a lot of work, and then tagging them. Tagging them can take days and days and days to tag them appropriately. So my answer to that is, have a good backup system, have a good sync system. I like to use what are called sync programs, and generally what I have is 2 or more external hard drives. I'll explain my reasons for this in a little bit. I believe that the magic number for backups is 3, not 2. A lot of people think 2 is the magic number, and I'll tell you in a minute why I believe 3 is the magic number. So basically what I will use is, when I'm on my Mac, if I'm backing my shit up on a Mac, I will use a sync program, and one that comes to mind is called ChronoSync, or ChronoSync, ChronoSync, and it's a pretty good program. I'm running a trial copy of it now, but I will probably, more than likely buy it when that runs out. And what a sync program does is it syncs one hard drive, to another. So basically what it does is it compares the 2 drives and it makes them match. Whatever's not added to the second drive, it gets made to match the first. So what you do is, a lot of people update their collection quite routinely. What you do is you put on your master drive, or drive 1, so to speak, you put all your music and then all your updates. And then for drive 2, which is the drive that you're syncing to, you would schedule that to run on a daily basis, weekly basis, semi-weekly, and then everything from drive 1 is synced to drive 2. And ChronoSync does a good job at that. There's other sync software on the market. If you're using a PC, there's actually a free one that I use. It's called Allway Sync. ALLWAYSYNC. All one word. Allway Sync. And it's free, and it works great, and it does the sync process in a similar fashion. So basically, I go back to why the magic number, I think, is 3 hard drives. Now, this can be a little bit costly at first, because you have to buy 3 hard drives to do the method I'm speaking of. But say you have, 10,000 MP3s, 20,000 MP3s, I don't know, pick a number. Say between 10 and 20,000 MP3s from your collection that you want to back up on a routine basis. You're going to buy 3 hard drives of equal size, making sure that the size you pick is enough to handle what you're going to be adding in the future. So we'll say 10 to 20,000 MP3s. Let's just say randomly we'll get 3 500 gig hard drives. 3 500 gig hard drives, that's all done. Put everything, your entire collection should fit on any one of the 3. So you're going to start with putting your entire collection on drive 1, okay? Then you're going to completely clone drive 1 to drive 2, so it's a mirror image, okay? And then you're going to add what's called a parity drive, which is drive 3. Now, those of you that are computer geeks, if you're familiar with a RAID setup, adding the 3rd drive would act somewhat like a parity drive. When you're adding new songs or new albums to your system, you're always putting on drive 1. Then you have a nightly or weekly job that runs that is copying the data from drive 1 to drive 2, essentially mirroring it. Now, the reason I like a 3rd drive or a parity drive is because, well, what happens? Say you run it every night, okay? Say drive 1 fails, a bad sector, something, corrupts half the data on the drive. If you don't catch that job that's run when it runs, it will sync A to B, and it won't realize that drive A has corrupted data on it. It'll just do what it's told, and it will sync the data. Then what you have is you're doubly fucked because you have 2 drives with corrupted data on it. That's why I think the magic number is 3. We have the 3rd drive, which doesn't even run on that sync process. You just update that on your own schedule. That way, if you have corrupted data on drive 1 and it accidentally syncs to drive 2, you still got the 3rd drive to rely on. It's a pretty good method, and like I said, for the computer geeks out there, it works very similar to RAID in that you have a 3rd parity drive. How you set that 3rd parity drive up depends based off of what software you're using, but it pretty much works in that fashion. That is a pretty good method for backing up your data and really giving you peace of mind knowing that if your hard drive fails, which a lot of them do, can happen at any moment, and sometimes it gives you no warning at all. If any one of them fails, it'll give you peace of mind knowing that you've got a good backup system in place. And that's pretty much the structure that I do for backups, and I think it works really well. Other than that, you guys with a lot of MP3 files, like I said earlier, tagging is very important. There's 3 pieces of software for the PC that I use to tag. I don't tag on the Mac because honestly the tagging software on the Mac is pretty bad, and I don't like using iTunes at all. I know, don't shoot me, I just don't like iTunes, I don't care for it. The 3 pieces of software I use for the PC, the first one's called Tag and Rename. Tag, ampersand, rename, all one word. Very good software. Does just about anything you could want it to do. It's not free though. I think it's like, I'm not sure what the price is, but you can check that out on their website. The second one is free. It's called MP3 Tag, all one word. It's on a German site, and I believe you can get that at mp3tag.de. That one's completely free, has a lot of good features. The third one is also German, and it's called Tag Scanner, all one word. Between the 3 of those, we'll pretty much do anything you can think of as far as tagging your MP3s. So if you're thinking of going to a digital way of DJing, like Serato, or anything with a control surface that uses a laptop software to drive your performance, you're going to need to make sure your MP3s are tagged correctly and good, because otherwise in your software you won't be able to find anything. You won't find that track that you really need this instant. As you know, and you're not paying attention and you need to queue up the next song, seconds count. So if your library is organized very well with good tags, it'll save you. It will really, really save your ass in some situations. Okay, so that's basically what I use for tagging, and that's basically what I use for a backup system. And the backup system is pretty foolproof, and it pretty much covers all your bases, so you don't have to suffer